Alright, so just how the Noitora and Grimjaw videos kind of allowed me to get into the misconception that the Espada are like these city level fodder, this Hallibel video is going to serve as the basis on talking about why Ukiura is not the strongest Espada and Hallibel, Baragon, and Stark are way stronger than you thought. As always, I have two things for you guys to go ahead and peep before we get into this video. The first of which being my Discord, which should be linked in the description. If you have any issue with this video or anything I've said in the past, feel free to hop on that Discord and, debate me on it, or if you just want to discuss something with me, that's also fine. It's also a pretty nice place if you just want to come chill, so hit up that Discord. Second thing is in regards to the Fate poll, which Gilgamesh won by an absolute landslide. No matter how many times I would go back and check the poll, Gilgamesh was absolutely slaughtering everybody, and we kind of had this issue that all the other people were kind of scrambling for second place. Like Kairon and Emiya were tied at one point for second place, leaving Atlanta in the dust. Atlanta and Chiron were tied for last place at one point. So I'm just gonna give it to Gilgamesh at this point. I know I usually wanted to do this as an elimination style poll, but Gilgamesh is winning this by just such a landslide. I don't see any point in trying to postpone the video any longer, so Gilgamesh will be the next video that I do. So, before we can get into talking about how powerful Hallibel is, we need to establish that she's actually stronger than Ukiura, which is kind of this common misconception in the Bleach community, because since Ukiura says, oh, Aizen hasn't seen my second resurrection, people then say, oh, so therefore Aizen probably misnumbered the Espada, which means that Ukiura is the strongest, which is kind of a massive leap in logic. You can try to say that, oh, okay, Aizen didn't know about his Segunda Etapa, maybe he miscalculated, but jumping all the way from being yeah, maybe he miscalculated to, oh, he's absolutely the strongest, he would slap everybody, is just a massive leap in logic. So there are two moments in the Bleach series that actually do support the fact that Ukiura would be weaker than Hallibel. The first comes from the Hueco arc when Ukiura encounters Ichigo, and after Ukiura, pretty much beats Ichigo into the ground, he walks up to him and says, hey, even if by some miracle you do manage to beat me, there are 3 members of the Espada that are actually stronger than I am. So Ukiura here is actually admitting that Hallibel, Baragon, and Stark are actually stronger than him. The second bit of evidence comes from the Fate Karakura Town arc when Aizen is talking to Ichigo about how he's pretty much molded him his entire life ever since birth, and he's mentioning all of Ichigo's battles and how he planned them all out. When he gets to Ukiura, it doesn't show a picture of base Ukiura, resurrection Ukiura, but it shows Segunda Etapa Ukiura, and this is in the middle of Aizen's monologue, so this does imply that Aizen had knowledge of Ukiura's second resurrection and still ranked him as the 4th strongest Espada. However, this is where we run into a bit of a roadblock because we can't prove objectively how much stronger Hallibel would be over Ukiura's Segunda Etapa. So at bare minimum, you can say that she's at least continental scaling off of him to at maximum multi-continental, again depending on how large you think Las Noches is and how you're scaling the Espada. Speed has the same issue since we can't prove objectively again how much faster Hallibel would be over Ukiura, so at minimum you could say that she's in those relativistic tiers to at maximum being in those FTL tiers, maybe a few times faster than Light. And well, for abilities, I mean, she's got an Arc Cero, and she can control water, and that's really about it. I mean, she's got the other standard Arrancar abilities like Hiedo, Pesquisa, etc, but she doesn't have any super insane OP hacks abilities. She controls water and she's really strong. That's really all there is to her abilities. If you're upset that I didn't go into a lot of detail on saying, oh, this is why Hallibel is in the continental ranges, or this is why she's in those relativistic tiers, you gotta go watch the other videos because I'm not gonna reiterate the same argument at least 6 times for the whole Las Noches thing, or gonna go through the speed scale 6 different times in all these videos because I would sound like a broken record. So do keep in mind that the reason I didn't talk about the Las Noches and how large it is and scale all the way up to Hallibel is because I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'm not going to do the same thing every single video, alright? But that's all that I have for you guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Next video will be on Gilgamesh and covering how powerful he is. The video following that will be on Baragon, so stay tuned for that. But with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Late, guys.
Fuck off.